Welcome to another episode of New to Me. I'm Stephen Michael Zach, and I finally did it. That's right, folks. I finally went complete Luxli. These inside this bag are two Luxli Timpani panels. We're going to be taking a look. I am very, very happy with my purchase. These things are jam-packed. I'm going to try to cover as much in this video as I can on these panels. Now, I do not have a spectrometer, so if you want to see numbers, you can go over to Andrew Locke's video right up there from Gaffer and Gear. He does a fantastic review on these with tons of numbers and readings, but I'm just going to show you the basics, so let's take a look. So first off, we have the Timpani bag, which is fantastic. These bags are solid, great straps, great metal. Everything is fantastic. In the front, you do have this little pouch here. Now, this is probably for the barn doors. That is not what I use it for. I actually use it for all the extra stuff that I have here. And let's go ahead and I'll show you that. Now, this is something I put together, but these are the Timpani bags. And inside each bag, I won't open both of them, but inside each bag, and you can get these at Walmart, that's where I got them, is the power brick here. I have one of these little V-mount things, which I love these things. They're about 30 bucks. They clamp to literally anything, and you can mount your V-mount battery on here. I do have some 4-pin XLR extra long cords, so I could actually put this at the bottom. I actually clip this at the bottom of a C-stand and then run the cord into the V-mount battery, and that actually not only gets the battery off the camera, but it helps balance the stand. And the reason for that is these Timpanis are actually kind of heavy, and when you add a battery, they're even heavier. Of course, you get the power cord, so that's it. That's what's in here, and once I get the 4-pin XLRs, that will come into play. This, of course, is just kind of like for a tape recorder, and of course, you have your great 4-pin XLR with a great release, and of course I love these ties, these tough ties. Get them at Walmart, super cheap. And that's it. Those go in these little bags, and those go in the front of the Timpani case. And speaking of the case, let's talk about it. Like I said, phenomenal, great straps here. They are rock solid. There's a place for your business cards, so people know that it's yours. It has these very nice plastic handles, which is very cool. And overall, oh, hello, that's a weird bug. The stink bugs are out in full force here in the South. Okay, so anyway, case, really great. Nice Velcro, nice zippers, which I forgot to unzip. Nice little tabbies here. Let's pull one of these suckers out and look. So here we are. This is the Luxli Timpani. Now the first thing, and let's pull this back so you can see it. Now the first thing is when you buy one of these, you will have to do some work on it. You actually have to take an Allen wrench and pull out this part right here. And you have to screw on the handle, and you have to actually reverse this bottom part. One of them I think was already used because it was already done for me. But on the back, you have a V-mount, and you have this very nice cord, which I believe is new. Again, Andrew Locke made a comment about the cord always being the way, so it looks like they added this cord underneath the plate. It is a 4-pin XLR L shape, which is very cool, and V-mount, and it does have a very nice unlocking mechanism. Now here you get your 4-pin connection. You get one dial that's pressable. You get your on-off power. You get your mode button. Then you get several select buttons here. And you, of course, get your brightness, and again, this is clickable. You also have a DMX in and a DMX out. So this panel is very nicely loaded. You can mount it this way or that way. Now, strangely enough, there is a little tab up here at the top that you can flip and actually slide out the diffusion. It also looks like there's a second grid, a second slit there for to put more diffusion on this, or gels. Lexley doesn't sell any gels, so you might be able to take a gel, like a hard gel, and slide it in. That's what we're gonna try right now. Discovery is what we're all about here at Ranger 7 Studios, and it looks like I am correct in my assumption, and I am very correct in my assumption. There you go. There is a slit in front, so you can slide large gels in front, so you can gel this thing. That is a brand new surprise to me that I just discovered, which is very cool. I tend to use that a heck of a lot. But And I would use that a heck of a lot if this thing didn't have gels already built in. That's right, this sucker has Lee gels built in. It has full RGB. Why they would design a gel holder for it, I have no idea. So let's go ahead and turn this thing on. Let's check out the brightness. Let's check out all the features. Let's go. Okay, so first off, let's take a look at this. Excuse the action cam in the way, but what we have here is we have the Timpani. Now, one thing I really like about this is you can actually replace this if it breaks because the connector pin is separate, but you're gonna snap in the pin, the 4-pin XLR, which is fantastic. And we're gonna put in one ordinary 14-watt battery, this is a V-mount battery, boom. Let's hit the power button, take some time to load up. I'm gonna shut off the lights and let's take a look at what this thing can do. Okay, so here we are with the Timpani. Again, excuse the action cam, it's recording up close. We are at 3500 Kelvin, because 3500 Kelvin, ISO 4 at 2.5, that is what I record at. And as you can see, this thing goes from 0 all the way up to 100, and this thing is pretty bright. One thing I was a little disappointed about these lights is the fact, that these lights are not the brightest light panels in the world. Put two of them together, they're super bright, but they're decent panels. They're about as bright. They're actually much brighter than the GVMs I used to have. But they go from 0 to 100. You have a quick button here by pressing this large button. You can go on and off. So it has the same kind of save mode that the cellos have. And then if you quick press this button, you go from 32 to 56. So you can bounce between the two major. And this is 3200 Kelvin. Very nice. Now let's go ahead and you can adjust, or you can just adjust all the way up to 10,000 K, all the way down to 2800 Kelvin. Now, one thing that Andrew Locke did say is that at the top and bottom, the accuracy is kind of a mess, but once you go from the 3200 and up to, I think it's the 660 to up to 6,000 665 or something like that, 65,000 Kelvin, it is super crazy accurate. And I'll probably never, ever, ever go below 3200 Kelvin. That's just the way it is. But let's go back to here. There we go. We'll go back to 5600 Kelvin. So that's it. Very simple. Let's go ahead and hit the mode button underneath the red button here. And that's going to take you into the gels mode. This has 360 degrees of super accurate gels. Basically, you just take the wheel here on the right, and that's going to go through all the gels. I like a nice 240, which is a nice blue. And then you can adjust the brightness here, which is very nice. Then you have 4 mode buttons, and on the display you have, at the top you have your hue. You press the second button down, and you can actually control the saturation of your colors and really dial in your RGB, which is very, very cool. And of course, you can hit the bottom button where the icon is, and it has presets, DMX, Bluetooth, your about, that tells you your firmware. You have select and back, we'll hit back. And that's it, really super nice, fantastic mode, RGB. Yes, you can get them on something like a GVM, but this is full 360, really love this. Now, pressing the mode button again, we have something, and this is something I love. It is on the Luxli cello, and it is on these, and that is a full complement of Lee color gels, which is super awesome. You no longer have to fumble around with gels with these panels. They are built in, and the first two is Chroma Key Blue, which I've used for my little shop video, which you can see right there. And also, when you flip the switch, grab the right one here, flip that down, I'll walk over here so I'm not actually blocking the camera. So you have Chroma Blue. You go from Chroma Blue to Chroma Green, which is super awesome if you're green screening or blue screening. And then you have all of these nice, crazy Lee colored gels, which are just super awesome. And of course, you can press the top button here, And then you can actually change the color temperature with the gels by pressing the top mode button. And let's just go back to, let's do that. And let's go back to 5600 Kelvin. And then you can press this gel button here, and that just gets you through the gels and all that fun stuff. So all in all, super awesome. It's got gels built in. Hitting the mode button again, we go into the special effects mode. Now, I am issuing a warning here. If you have any problem with flashing lights, this is the time to turn away. I will put chapter markers so that you could skip this. But first off, we have the CCT chase, and we hit the play button, which is at the top here. And again, what I really love is and let me turn back on the lights for a second. What I really love is you are getting a display here, and you are getting multiple choosing buttons, so you don't have to constantly be turning the wheel and pressing the buttons to get your setting. But let's go back into the effects mode, and let's play the CCT chase. And of course, this kind of cycles through, and then you can hit these two lines, and you can decide, this also has plus minus green for every setting. So if you have some lights that are a little green or a little magenta, you could absolutely match. That's one thing I didn't say earlier. But with this mode, the CCT mode, you could add time, loop. You can say when it starts, when it stops. Very, very cool. Adjust the speed. Very cool. Let's go ahead and hit stop, and let's go back, and let's go into the next one, which is color chase. And of course, again, you have this kind of cycle through colors. Every RGB panel has this. What I really love about this is you can control the hue, the saturation. You can say when it starts, when it stops, how much it cycles through. Really customizable. Stop this and go back. Let's go to explosion. And we hit explosion. And that's pretty cool. And again, hitting the button, you can really dial in your explosion. You actually have control over this, which is very cool. And I do believe there is a way to actually do this so you can actually just press the button once and it'll just happen once. But that's fine. Let's go ahead and stop that and go back. And now, one of the reasons why I bought this panel, and one of the reasons why I love the cellos, I have 3 of them. I'll put a link to my review below. But one of the best things about this panel is the fire mode. The fire mode is incredibly convincing, probably the most convincing fire mode that I have ever seen on a panel to date. But you can go in and you can choose campfire. You can go ahead and click, you could choose whether you want campfire here. Right now we're on campfire. Let's go ahead and, so we've got candlelight here, we've got campfire, and we've got bonfire, which is super nice. So very cool. I want to do a shoot where I take 2 of these and pretend I'm having a bonfire outside. Go ahead and hit confirm here. So you have that, and then you go down and you can control your wind type. And let's go ahead and click select. And of course, you've got no wind, you've got breezy, you've got windy, and you've got storm. I like to keep it on breezy and campfire. And it really is very, very convincing. Now that I have the 3 cellos and 2 of these timpanis, I can very easily do like a fake fire. I could put these in windows and point them at ceilings and just find a dark house, and it'll look like there's fire inside the house, and then add CGI fire later. Very cool. I'm going to stop this now and move to the next one, and that is fireworks, which is very cool. Because these are RGB, so you will get some nice fireworks happening here. And then next, what everybody likes is lightning, which is very cool. And again, you can talk about the CCT on the lightning. You can say how many intervals. It really is very, very cool, very customizable. I will stop this for those of you who have a problem. And then you have, of course, paparazzi, which again will stop. You have pulse, which is very cool. And again, you can go into the menus. There's lots of controls over this. Not going to go through all of it, but very cool. You can kind of go in through here, saturation, hue, pulse, minutes per second, things like that. Very customizable. Stop that. And then we go into siren. You have your police. Here. You could do, you have your red and blue. You have all your kind of, you could actually go just to blue and red. You have an SEA, which is like an emergency light, like a construction light, which is very cool. And your red and blue and all that fun stuff. So, you know, all in all, very, very cool. And that is it. So that's it. Those are the modes. This thing is incredibly customizable. It has plus, like I said earlier, this thing has plus minus green. So if you're using, say you're using Godox lights and those are a little bit more magenta, you could actually match this panel to it, which is super awesome. So let's go back to the main table for my final thoughts. So there you have it, the Luxli Timpani. Now, let's talk price on this baby. And I just sounded like a used car salesman, but let's talk price on this baby. You sound like a used car salesman because this is a Lexus of lights. I love this thing. I am so glad I bought this. But price, these will run you $999.99. These are about $1,000. Now, I say don't pay that. B&H just had a sale. This went on sale for $700. When these things go on sale, that is the time to buy them. So I bought 2 of these and the case. So roughly getting it from B&H with tax, it was like $1,600. I know for some of you that's a lot, but if you are in the market to get into more professional gear, as I am getting to be now for my gigs, then this is definitely an A+ win. This thing is super color accurate. Again, go watch Gaffer and Gear's video. Fantastic. There's not much more I could say about this other than I love it. I love my cellos, which I did a review right there. I now have 3 of them. Again, you don't buy those at full price. You wait till they go on sale. And that's it. And with Prime Day coming up and with Black Friday and Cyber Monday coming up, watch out for those deals. So that's it. Enough of this used car salesman. The Luxli Timpani, I highly recommend if you are moving more into professional videography, if you're doing film shoots, if you're doing documentaries, if you're doing even some like live events, even weddings you can use this for. Highly recommend this panel. It is fantastic. This thing will not disappoint you. It is rock solid and made rock solid. So, and it is, I mean, basically all metal construction. The front panel here is a little plastic and this is plastic. It does get a little warm here, I will say, but that's because that's probably where all the electronics are. And again, you do have this, I believe it's a plastic mount, but it's a good plastic. But that's it. That is the Luxli Timpani. Those are my thoughts, but I want to know yours. So leave your questions and comments in the notes below. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to mash that bell button to be notified when we drop a brand new video. And feel free to use the links as it helps out the channel. I'm Stephen Michael Zach, and this is new to me.